Hello and welcome to the first episode of a new series on the House of Sim YouTube channel, Let's Talk. I am here with Bonecanoe86 and
Hello.
Hello. I'm KingofdaHipHop, all that good stuff.
Yep.
And we are going to be talking about, the House of Sim forum.
Yes, indeed. Oh man, it's an exciting place.
It is actually quite the exciting place.
Yes, and we are here today being sponsored by New Babylon's Bottling Company's newest product, Prune Juice Extreme. It has twice the kick of regular prune juice.
Yes. Oh yeah. Those capitalistic advertisements. We just need to get that in there before we can get started.
Oh man, yep. We must have our mandatory capitalism in our House of Sim Talk channel.
Yeah. So what this series is going to be is House of Sim members of the forum are going to get together on Skype, and we're just going to be talking about things we want to talk about and then posting them on the internet.
Yeah, it's basically like our own little radio show here.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
except only 500 people are going to watch it instead of the millions of people who are listening to radio.
And it's going to be a whole lot less professional. We don't have a sound box. That's something we should fix in the future. Have a sound effect box.
Yeah, that'd be quite interesting.
I mean, I have a few objects here. I have an empty glass. Make a sound effect like that.
That actually sounds like a sound effect that's default in my computer.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
House of Sim, House of Sim, House of Sim.
Yes, indeed.
We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, at some point.
At some point. So, if for those of you who don't know, I don't know why we need to introduce this to you, because chances are if you're watching this video, you already know about the forum. But if you don't know, by some strange chance, it's a forum created by the guy at the other end of the line.
That's right. That's me, Bonecanoe86, otherwise known as Sudden Plant, and Leslie Spike, and
Bonecanoe the Magnif.
Bonecanoe the Magnif. Yep.
Good times. That was created March 19th, 2010. So
yeah, that's right.
Just over a year ago.
Yeah, I created that forum when I only had about 450 subscribers, and the main motivation to create the forum was, I've been a member of like 10 different forums over the years. Nothing special, but I saw that Raocow had a forum, and it seemed to be pretty successful. The Talk House, if you've ever heard of that.
Yes, I've heard of it. I think I have an account there, but I never go there. I don't know why. It's one of those bigger forums that, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of big forums.
Yeah, it's harder to get into those big forums. I mean, I do have an account there. I have posted there, but I just don't. No disrespect.
It's not the same.
Yeah, no disrespect to the Talk House people, because they're great, but they're just not my. It's not really my cup of tea. It's not really my place to hang out.
There's too many people to know, but there's there's names.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. There's names that you get to know over the times, but
yeah.
So yeah, you model it after the Talk House, which is
yeah,
which is cool.
And I was kind of worried at first, because the Raocow started his forum in the summer of '09, when he already had something like 5,000 or 6,000 subscribers, and I'm like, well, I only have 450. That's not that much. There's a good chance that this is going to become a dead forum. A few people will join, they'll talk for a bit, and then they'll lose interest and go away. And I'm very, very happy that has not happened. And to the contrary, the forum has been continuously growing.
Yes, it has been growing. Lots of, I think I remember there were surges of people visiting the forum and joining the forum. I think in June, when you started your SimCity 4. I think sometime in September, December, after the live stream. I think those were, and of course, on the anniversary when we made that video, like 9 people joined that first day.
Yeah,
that was nice.
That was very exciting. We had 9 people join the first day, and I think we had almost 20 people join since then.
Yes.
It's
That's a good
and
search.
yeah, we're nearing 100 members on the House of Sim. Now they're not all active members, but you know, there's over 50 members that have made at least one post.
And there's probably over 20 members, maybe a little bit more, that post semi-frequently, you know. They're pretty active. And I mean, the small community, you get to know the other people better, and you learn like their personalities, and it's just, it seems like fun. It's just like a small little clique.
Yeah, it's like we all hang out together. It's like we're hanging out electronically. Because, you know, you're right. There are a small enough of us. That wasn't a sentence. But there's few enough of us that we are, you know, we can all know one another. And it's like a little group, a little friend, like, you know, maybe like an after-school club or something. Or a bunch of guys hanging out on the couch after school or something, chatting about stuff. And it's
Video
pretty,
games. Playing video games.
Mostly games, because, I mean, after all, that's what brought us all together in the first place. And
Video games change lives.
oh, yes, they do. Yes, a very important part of most of our lives. I mean, all of us on the forum. But I think, you know, the majority of people in our generation are, you know, gamers of some sort. Whether they be just casual gamers who pick up a, you know, a Wii once in a while, to hardcore gamers who spend, you know, hours trying to get
you know, a 5 KD in Black Ops or something, you know, all that stuff.
Something like that. And I think there's people on the forum who are anywhere in between there.
Yeah, I mean, there's hardcore, I would say there are, doesn't it exist that there's hardcore gamers, like hardcore, you know, strategy games, hardcore Sims players maybe, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily apply to what is considered hardcore games, because a casual gamer can also like pick up a shooting game like Halo or something every once in a while and just, you know, play it for fun.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that a more complicated game necessarily gets more complicated or hardcore gamers, but it's often the case. I think that with the games that I've been Let's playing, with The Sims and SimCity, you know, those games tend to attract more hardcore gamers than casual gamers. I mean, The Sims does have a crossover appeal into casual gamers, but it is one of those games where you can play lightly or you can, you know, go deeply. It's, you know, it has a wide enough of a range within the game to be able to do that.
I think it's even more for SimCity, because you'll notice, like, there's, even on the forum, there's people who are hardcore SimCity players who, you know, use mods to fix the game because it doesn't really work very well. As we all know. SimCity 5! Come on, EA, come on, give us SimCity 5.
Yeah, get on the ball there.
Yeah. But, oh man, asking companies to do stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if we're ever going to get that, but, you know, SimCity 4, it's not bad.
I mean, it has a very wide range, in my opinion. It has, like, really casual who just, like, want to build fancy buildings or something, to the hardcore who want to make an efficient mass transit system and, you know, make all high-tech industry throughout the region or something like that.
Yeah, so, I'm honestly somewhere in the middle. I just like to make stuff that looks cool and, you know, get it nice if I can, but it, you know.
You want it to be relatively successful and a little bit, you know, realistic.
I think that I've gotten a tad bit more serious over the course of my Let's Play. I mean, what I mean by that is I'm more serious about making the cities good. I'm not more serious about my commentary, of course, you know. I think there was one episode where I just, like, sang the whole time or something like that.
Oh, your recent episode, like, the Sea Rock or whatever.
Yeah, Sea Rock. I literally made that episode because I didn't have that much time to make a full episode. I'm like, I want to make something.
You wanted to put something up there.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know what, I'll take an empty square, or I'm going to put ocean anyway, make a little rock, and call that an episode.
Oh, man. We are great mayors.
Oh, yes.
Who do you make mayor of that city anyways?
Bob.
Oh.
Of course.
That's unfortunate for Bob.
Yeah.
He has a hard enough life already.
Yeah, and to be mayor, Although he doesn't really have that many responsibilities as mayor of Sea Rock because there's nothing there but trees.
I mean, he'd get pretty low. Well, okay, hold on. We should explain something. For those who don't understand what we're talking about, we have a forum game called the Good News, Bad News game on the House of Sim. We have that, and each post alternates. Something good happens to Bob, something bad happens to Bob, and I think he's died like 70 times or whatever.
Some ridiculous number of times, and someday when one of us is bored enough, we have to go through there and just tally all the deaths together.
We also have to write out what the 5 words game, what that story spells out.
Yeah, that would be the most. What do I want to say? The most. No, not monotonous. Actually, it's pretty the opposite of that, but it's the most attention deficit story you'd ever see. The most easily distracted story with the most loosely held together plot.
Yeah. I think I've seen on the Joseph B. Stalin's forum, there's like games similar to like that, like build a story 5 words at a time, and also make a sentence 1 word at a time that goes on and forever and ever. So it's like an English teacher's worst nightmare or whatever.
We need to have a dramatic reading of the entire 5 words game from the beginning to the end.
We should have like super music playing.
Yeah, epic music.
Suspense.
In a world where there is a great story to be told, but it can only be told 5 words at a time. Or something, that's how it could begin.
Okay, let's go back to talking about the forum. I think this is a good example for the viewers that only 1/3 of the time we'll be talking about what we really are supposed to be talking about.
Yeah.
It gets very distracted. It's like we don't even realize we're recording or anything. I'm just laying down on a bed, not even caring.
Yeah, I'm just sort of watching the wave pattern go by on my screen here.
That sounds like the most fun thing to do ever. It's like watching paint dry, except it's more exciting.
Yes, it's more like watching paint undry in a way, or it's like watching a brush paint by itself. I don't know. This analogy is really strained.
I'm just thinking about how we're talking about the forum, and it's not working out, is it? This is gonna be a good series, I can tell, because it's not gonna be talking about anything.
If you ever listen to Drive Time Morning Radio, there's a lot of this that goes on there. They'll start talking about one thing, and then they'll go off into another tangent until the producer, taps his watch. He's like, it's about time for commercial break. We need to, reel this in.